Hey kids, we're back in the story of Jacob and Esau. And guys, do you remember where we were last time? Yep, Jacob was working in service to Laban for so many years. Yeah, and slight correction, by the way, Jacob was actually allowed to marry Rachel just a week after he married Leah, but he owed Laban 7 more years of work. And then he worked even more than that to earn wages. Let me introduce you to this week's cast of characters. Just for fun, let's introduce them in the style of like a daytime soap opera. Jacob. Laban. Esau. Random servant guy. God has appeared to me again, and he's encouraged me to go home. Finally. Back home. But wait. My brother's there. Uh-oh. Oh, I see. You think you can leave? Take my children and my grandchildren away? This isn't the end of this. Wait a minute. Listen, Uncle. I've worked for you for a total of 20 years. And this whole time, God has been with me. I haven't cheated you at all. You see, Laban thought that Jacob's success was because Jacob was tricking him. But in fact, it was because God was with him. I haven't stolen a thing. I've worked really hard. I'm free to leave when I choose to. Rachel? Leah? My grandkids. Jacob, I don't think we'll ever overcome this. Not ever. You know what? To ensure that I don't take out my anger on you, let's set up a boundary. So you're saying I'll never be welcome here again? That's right. Today, if you don't get along with your neighbor, you might put up a big privacy fence or something like that. But in the ancient world, apparently, if you wanted to draw a boundary and not have anybody cross it, you would stack rocks on top of other rocks. And with this, Jacob and Laban decided they would never again see one another. Laban blesses his family and lets Jacob leave. After all these years, I'm finally going back to the place God promised my ancestors. I wonder what awaits me. Hey, Jacob, sir. I got some news for you. Yeah, your brother Esau is just over on the other side of that hill. Oh, of course. Yeah, your brother Esau. Yeah, it's Esau. Over on the other side of that hill. I bet he's got an army with him. Certain doom? The brother I cheated out of his birthright? You mean the brother that I stole the blessing from? Of course. If you'd pardon me for a moment. Okay, I'm good. Can you continue again? Yeah, he's got like a small army, just 400 guys armed to the teeth. Can you pick up where you left off? Which part, sir? The part where Esau was coming? The part where he was coming with an army of men? The part where that army was 400 people? If you'd pardon me for a moment. The part where he probably said he was going to kill you? What do you want me to tell him? So Jacob decided to give his brother what you got, sir? A gift. It was quite an extravagant gift. It was a whole parade of livestock, of animals. In the ancient world, this would have been considered very, very, very generous. You think I gave him enough? You think the parade of gifts is going to be enough? Oh, I told the servant, a lot of camels, a lot of sheep, a lot of goats, and then we're going to send my family across. I don't know if I'm ready to go with him. I'll send everybody ahead of me. I'm going to spend the night over here by this river. Yeah, that'll be nice. That'll be nice. Guys, Jacob had begun to change. In fact, instead of taking things from his brother, he was trying out something new. It's called sharing. Jacob is giving his brother a gift. Would Jacob at the beginning of the story have done that? Do you see what God has done in Jacob's life? He's changed his heart. So I would love to continue with this story, but in the Bible, this story is interrupted all of a sudden by a strange and fearful scene. Jacob camps out, and in the middle of the night, he's attacked. So he sent his family ahead of him, and he camped the night across the river. So while our hero is about to engage in a mortal struggle, let me just read the Bible passage. After he had sent them across the stream, he sent over all his possessions. So Jacob was left alone. By now the sun had set, by the way. And a man wrestled with him till daybreak. When the man saw he could not overpower him, he touched the socket of Jacob's hip,
My hip!
so that his hip was wrenched as he wrestled with the man. Then the man said, "Let me go, for it is daybreak." But Jacob replied, "I will not let you go unless you bless me." The man asked him, "What is your name?" "Jacob," he answered. Then the man said, "Your name will no longer be Jacob, but Israel, because you have struggled with God and with men and have overcome." Jacob said, "Please tell me your name." But he replied, "Why do you ask my name?" Then he blessed him there. So Jacob called the place Peniel, saying, "It is because I saw God face to face, and yet my life was spared."
Who did I wrestle with? Did he say my name is wrestles with God now? Oh, I got a pretty bad limp. Okay. I guess if I've wrestled with God, I can face my brother. I think it's time.
The text just says man. It doesn't say who. People have interpreted this as an angel. Some have thought it might even be Esau. But what we do know is that whoever this person is, he says that Jacob has wrestled God. Perhaps this whole time that Jacob has been fighting with his brother, with his father, with Laban, his uncle. Maybe all of these struggles were just symptoms, broken relationships, because perhaps the person Jacob was really struggling against was God. And you see, when Jacob walks away from this event, he's limping. Not only is his heart and his life and his name changed, he moves towards his brother. And what we're about to see unfold might just surprise us all.
Brother.
Since that was a social distance hug, let's throw up some artwork to capture this moment. Yes, Jacob and Esau wept and hugged each other. And what Jacob says to Esau blows my mind. He said, "Seeing you is like seeing the face of God." So guys, maybe this is what it's like to see God. Being with God is like being forgiven. Seeing God is like looking at your brother who forgives you. God looks like forgiveness. God looks like the restoration of relationships. Where God is, people come together. Think of all the things that could have ruined the relationship between Jacob and Esau. And yet, because God was in their lives, God mended their relationship. That's what it's like to be in God's presence. That's what God looks like.